Democrat Al Franken. Us on Facebook Live. This is Frank Coto, the host of the Business Happy Hour here on 970 and Facebook Live with my co-hosts Ryan Pelky and Doug Ford. How we doing, Ryan?
I'm doing well, man. Running this big water main job right down the street every day. I've been actually working.
What? You're working?
Wow.
Yeah, like
What?
putting pipes together and
He's laying that pipe.
trenches, digging.
Yeah, he's
laying that pipe.
Man.
Miles.
You've been doing that for years, haven't you?
On this one job, we're going to lay 8 miles of pipe.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So
I think that's more than Wilt Chamberlain.
If you don't know what that looks like, that is many truckloads of pipe.
We're going to be many
Semi-truckloads.
truckloads. It's going to be huge. And Doug, this morning we're walking into the station, and Doug has his roofing stuff on his truck, and we all come walking in 3 truck SUV vehicles, and the guy goes, "Hey, you guys here to fix the roof?" I'm like, "That's him. That's him."
I just looked at him funny and gave him a dirty look, basically.
Right. Ryan goes, "I'm a plumber. Can you not tell?"
Yeah, dude, can you come on, please?
Do you need to see the cracks?
Look at my boots, bro.
Your boots or your your
These
boots?
aren't. These aren't. Yeah, I didn't say boobs.
Hey, it's actually not too bad of weather to be a roofer these days since it's kind of cooling down. It's
Yeah.
actually not
Yeah.
too bad.
Right, man.
Yeah.
Do you got more guys that actually want to work when the weather's like this?
Yeah, actually, usually once the summer comes around, that's when guys fall off.
So you know what I dislike about roofers? When I get woken up earlier than normal to bang, bang, bang.
Bang, 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 bang,
Yeah.
bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, so my neighbor didn't choose Suncoast Roofing. I don't really talk to him that much, so I don't really know him well enough to have even recommended
He's a
it to him.
complete scumbag.
Yeah. Well, do you know which one we're talking about? No, not that neighbor. No. Terrible.
But
No,
I do want to thank my neighbor for calling the code enforcement on me again the other day.
Oh, for what?
Yeah. I had my camper up in the front on the side of the house, and apparently there's an ordinance that says you have to maintain 20 feet minimum from the easement to the front of the camper.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Your neighborhood
And then,
is a
check it
bunch
out.
of
So
petty people.
The funny thing is when he shows up for the complaint, and
The neighbor did?
No, the code enforcement guy. So
Right.
he shows up, and inside of my driveway, right next to the camper that was out of compliance, was the new drill rig I just bought.
Yeah.
So he hit me with both. He said, "You got to move the drill rig, and it can never come back
Why?
because it's a commercial trailer. Like
Well, we don't have deed restrictions. You mean the county can tell you what you can put in your driveway?
yeah, you're not allowed to have a commercial trailer ever in the front of your house. Apparently,
Really? So you can't have can you have a commercial vehicle?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That has to do with deed
I
restrictions.
didn't even ask. I just called the guy up after I satisfied both issues, and I told him, and he was really nice, the code enforcement guy. And I said, "Why don't you tell me who it was that
They can't.
that complained?" And he goes, "Man, I can't do that." And I was like, it'd just be so nice if we could just resolve these problems with neighbors. And my camper, I wanted it to be, or Dan wanted it, actually likes it where it was, and I figured since he's my adjacent neighbor, I would respect his wishes and put it where he asked me to.
Okay. Yeah, probably it's better for his view or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's better for
right?
whatever. I don't know why he likes it there, but so some other neighbor way away from me must have called and complained.
Wow.
And the funny thing is, and I told the inspector or the guy, the code enforcement guy, I said, "So you must have passed 3 or 4 different coaches on the way to my coach that were also out of compliance?"
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
And he said,
Yeah.
He said, "But nobody complained about those."
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
But isn't code enforcement, regardless if somebody complains or not, aren't they supposed to look into things like that?
Apparently
If they're driving
not.
down the road and something's
Apparently
out
not.
of...
Yeah.
Because when you come into our neighborhood,
there's that one on the
guy
right.
Yeah.
that has
Yeah.
that giant diesel pusher.
Yep.
Huge
And,
one.
and it's like 5 feet from the road
Right. Exactly.
every day, and you can't move it anywhere else.
The weird thing is, our neighborhood has a ton of those. So
Yeah.
why that seems it's almost like they're like a group of people. Why would they get mad at each other? Why would they mess with each other on those?
Even Tom is less than 7 feet from the property line. You have to maintain 7 feet from the edge.
You should have been
or
like, well,
20
I
feet from the
officially
front.
complained about everyone coming into my neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
But I don't want to even be like that.
Oh,
you
no,
know?
I get it, but I mean, it's
that
just
guy that we're
ridiculous.
talking about, that guy spent probably $250,000 on that diesel pusher. It's an absolutely beautiful coach. And then what is he going to do? Go park it in some vacant lot somewhere that he has? That's just
No way.
I would never even think about doing that to one of my neighbors.
So what did you do? Put the commercial thing in the backyard and move the trailer back a little bit?
No, I moved the commercial trailer to the job I'm running right now.
Yeah, there
that I
you
just
go.
came from, and it'll stay there for months. before it goes to the next job.
You can park it in my yard if you want. Right in the front.
Temporarily.
Right in the front.
Nicole will love that.
So how much is the fine? What is that?
We didn't even get there. It wasn't. There was no fine associated with it. It was just a basic. Please correct these issues.
Oh.
So
I think we should ask Tom. I bet you Tom will figure out who that is for you.
I don't know. Get the Inspector Gadget.
But when you ask him and he turns red, you'll know.
Maybe we'll ask him. Maybe we'll ask him at 10:30 on Sunday. Is he going to be down there?
Well, depending on which Tom, but I don't think the one I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah. Too bad.
Yeah, we'll leave the last names out of this. Woo! Anyway, how we doing, Doug?
Good.
Roofing's good. It's nice weather.
Yeah, it's crazy right now. I mean, I think we have jobs lined up until February.
Nice. I saw the Tesla roof this morning. It's like totally official. They put it on a whole bunch of houses. And
I don't know who can afford it, but yeah, it's official.
Yeah, well, good question, right? Well, I don't even know exactly where the pricing is going to be, but it's going to be bad, right?
Well, they already talked about pricing.
Okay.
My roof would be $120,000.
So they said it would pay for
your
itself.
Your roof is probably a little bit more. Yours is like $145,000.
Oh, great.
So how much is what's the warranty on it?
That I don't know, but the thing is, I don't even think it'll pass in Florida because we have such strict regulations with products down here that I mean, it's got to go through Florida product approvals down in Miami-Dade before it can even come to Florida. So I doubt they have that approval yet.
You guys start at 7 a.m., right?
Not usually because you got to remember we don't want to wake too many homeowners up, so we try to start.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you.
We try to start like 7:30 or 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock is good.
Yeah,
that's good.
We start at 7 on all of our commercial jobs.
But it's different. I mean, we're on a roof banging, hammering.
Yeah, he's residential though. Think about that.
True.
If I was doing a big commercial project in a new construction, I let my guys start earlier. But residential,
I mean, really for roofing, you'd almost be better off starting at 6 and finishing at 2.
We would because obviously now it gets dark a lot sooner, so that kills us as far as time goes.
I'll tell you what, we get twice as much done from 7 to 11, and then we do from 11:30 to 3:30.
Well, that's why everyone has their own routine, but that's why I get up at 5 in the morning. I get up at 5, I work from 5 to 8, and I'm so efficient for those 3 hours. Where I used to come home at like 5, and I'd work till 8 at night, and I was very inefficient. And I'd work till 10, 11, 12 o'clock because I wouldn't get it all done.
Yeah.
Doug's been trying to change my schedule forever.
I'll tell you what, this is actually a tip that, people can take to the bank around here. But the traffic patterns in Tampa, if you just start working at 7 versus 8 or 9:30, you're going to spend a fraction of time in traffic as you normally would.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, Rachel leaves the house at 5:45 to go to McDill.
Yeah.
She starts work at 6:30.
Yep.
And she gets off at 3.
Yep.
And she has no traffic then.
No
she
traffic
scoots home
at all.
Yeah, that's the beautiful
Either direction.
thing.
Yeah, and I bet you. I mean, I've actually made it all the way to McDill in probably 20-something minutes before.
Yeah, she's usually 30 minutes or so.
Yeah,
the problem is once you get to McDill, it's getting on the base.
Right. Yeah, it's a line of people.
It's a line of people because they have security there.
So we had a lot of our construction guys actually leaving at the worst time, knowing that they get paid for one way of drive time.
Oh my gosh!
So instead of leaving at an ideal time so they can get to the job site quickly, they would leave at like I said, the worst possible time so they could get stuck in traffic. So it prompted us to change our driving policy as far as how we pay our people. We started paying a flat rate of $25 for drive time, which is way more than the federal standard. The labor law requires minimum wage to pay your drivers when they're driving.
Wow.
When they're not working.
So they get like $8.50.
They're driving a company vehicle that you provide them from their house to the job site. You actually have to pay them $7.25 an hour. Labor law.
Wow.
Is that what minimum wage is?
Yeah. Federal minimum wage. State minimum wage is different, but the federal minimum wage is what applies to that aspect of the labor law. So I just went through this whole thing. So one of our guys, who you know very well, continued to go to the job late and leave his house late and get stuck in traffic late. And then he would put on his time card that he got to the job at 7 a.m. still. Meanwhile, we've got laborers and stuff calling the office saying, hey, so-and-so, I'm not going to say his name, so-and-so isn't here. What should we do? And he was running a job with 8 workers on it. So you got 8 guys sitting on a job site from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. waiting for the supervisor to show up That's a lot of wasted labor.
A lot of wasted hours.
So needless to say, we showed that guy the road.
Oh man. Man,
I was in Michigan.
I
I was in Michigan Landing actually for my grandfather's memorial service, and
you getting phone calls?
I get a phone call as soon as I land. it's our field supervisor Herb, and he's like, "Man, I gotta let him go." And I knew he was talking about already. So I said, "Go ahead and do what you gotta do, buddy. I'm talking to you on Monday."
Yeah. Well, I'd probably do the same thing if I was out of town. I figured it was a justified thing.
Oh, it was very justified.
Sounds justified. I know this guy. So, guys, we're going to take a break in here in a second on the Business Happy Hour. Hopefully, you're watching us on Facebook Live. If not, stay tuned and chime in. We'd love to hear what you have to say. When we come back, we're going to talk about what we were going to talk about in the first segment, which is the Seminole Heights shooter, serial killer. I don't know if this guy is a gangbanger or a serial killer or just a plain old a-hole, but
he's going to get caught soon.
He's going to get caught, and hopefully he gets breakfast of lead.
I think he will.
We'll see how this goes, but we're going to talk about what we can do to stop this, maybe about gun laws, what's going on in this community. It's become national news, so it's a big deal. So listening to the Business Happy Hour, again, watch us on Facebook Live. We're going to be back in a minute. We're going to talk about that, tax reform, elephant hunting, and we're going to talk about some sex scandals and should we look back at possibly past presidents. You're listening to the Business Happy Hour.
Hi, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. Thank you for choosing us for all of your plumbing, septic, and water treatment needs. What makes us different at TampaBay Plumbers is that we're a local full-service plumbing contractor that can handle any project, large or small, including curtain-place pipelining, septic installations, and various water treatment products. You can find us at tampaplumber.net or 24/7 by phone at 813-PLUMBER. Thank you, and we look forward to working with you. This is Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. At some point, we've all had to have a drain line snaked out. This typically involves running a steel cable through the drain line in an effort to clear a blockage. This often leaves a film of scale or buildup on the inside of the pipe with a hole in the middle. The only way to properly descale a drain line is to perform a hydrojet service. We use equipment that essentially pressure washes the inside of the pipe, leaving your drain lines free and clear. The two symptoms of a sewer backup are foul odors and slow-moving drains. If you are experiencing either of these, contact us at tampaplumber.net or 813-PLUMBER. My name is Ryan, and I'm the production manager for TampaBay Plumbers, your one-stop shop for all of your plumbing and septic needs. We pride ourselves on building the reputation as the best plumbing and septic company in the Tampa Bay area. But don't take it from me. Look us up on Google and you will see that we have a 4.8 star rating with over 100 reviews. We also have multiple awards and recognition from multiple online review sites such as Angie's List, Yelp, and Facebook. We do everything plumbing and septic, from residential to commercial, new construction to service. You can find us at tampaplumber.net or call us at 813-PLUMBER. I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. As a plumbing and septic company with over 100 years of combined experience, we know how frustrating a sewer backup can be. That is why we pride ourselves on being able to identify the cause of a problem before a backup ever happens. One of the tools we use to identify a problem in the sewer system is a video inspection camera. This camera runs through the drain line and is able to identify and locate any problems in the sewer system on a live feed. We then take that information from the live feed and are able to provide a recommendation on how to best fix the problem, oftentimes without the use of any excavation. If you are experiencing any problems with your sewer system, you can find us at tampaplumber.net or call us at 813-PLUMBER.
Hi, I'm Ryan with Tampa Bay Plumbers, and welcome to our website. So what's different about Tampa Bay Plumbers? Everything is different about us. Our company does literally everything that involves plumbing, water, drainage, sewer, septic. We handle it from A to Z, which is completely different than just about every company in town. If you call a plumber, they don't do septic necessarily. Definitely if you call a septic contractor, they don't do plumbing. in addition to doing a very wide scope of services, we do them extremely well. And the reason why is our process and our people. We have spent many years perfecting our craft, and we've also spent many years finding the best people to operate our system. And we have by far the best plumbers in town. I will put my guys up against any companies, anywhere, anytime, any place. And that's just evidence in the type of quality work that we put out. Go online, look at our reviews on Google, look at our reviews on Angie's List. No one else is as highly rated as us unless they're putting bogus reviews up. But our company takes a lot of pride in what we do on a daily basis, and we hope that you give us a chance. Again, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. Thanks a lot for visiting our site.
Here listening to Business Happy Hour at 970. So we're going to get into this Seminole Heights thing. Doug, what do you think about this? This is it's a serial killer? What do you think?
I mean, it's kind of scary.
It's a,
yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if they have a curfew or not, but as someone said that they may have a curfew in the area, and I mean, it's going to prompt all kinds of crazy things going on. There's people talking about going out and hunting them, and
What do you think about that? I mean, so the whole story, I guess, what was he killed 4 people now? Is that right?
I believe 4, correct?
Yeah, and I guess they've got him on video. It looks like leaving 2 of the scenes.
Yeah.
So I mean, pretty good description. I mean, somebody has to know who this guy is.
You'd think.
Somebody.
Social media the way it is, you'd think somebody would.
But these guys talk. This guy isn't your typical like crazy Jeffrey Dahmer. I mean, honestly, to me, lack of better terms, he looks like a gangbanger.
Yeah.
And I don't think that guy is, hunkering down, not saying a word. It almost seems to me like it's gang related.
Yeah, I thought you actually had a really interesting idea. Maybe having the local police saying we lift, not having everyone say concealed weapons, but if you have a concealed weapons permit, be allowed to open carry.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know what that means, is open carry basically means exactly what it sounds like. You could carry your gun openly. There's actually certain states, and I'm going to look this up real quick.
Texas is one of them.
Yeah, North Carolina is one of them. Funny story, last time I was in North Carolina a few months ago, I was at Walmart, and I was checking out, and in front of me, and I forgot that it was open carry state, and in front of me, this guy had this big old Colt 1911 on his side. So the rule in some of these states is if you have a permit holder, you cannot conceal your gun. You have to carry open. Some of them allow you to do both, but you actually have to have it in open view to the public, which I love that idea. I
think it'd be a whole lot more reluctant to do anything if I saw a bunch of open carry holders.
Yeah,
there's both ways of it.
Yeah, there's definitely both ways of it, but I mean,
some people say they'll grab your gun and commit a crime or something like that, or kill you right there, which. You gotta have some balls to walk up to a guy and grab his gun off his hip, though. I mean, right?
I completely agree, but it would. I think, like you said, it might deter this guy, or at least.
Yeah. So Doug and I were talking, Ryan, about maybe the police doing a temporary lift. That's a great idea, though. If you have a concealed permit already, so we know you're a trustworthy gun owner with at least some training.
Yeah.
That in the Seminole Heights area, maybe only make it a certain area too. Okay, you can carry openly.
It's interesting. I wonder if that's ever been done.
That's be amazing. I mean, you've seen some of these protests, not here in Florida, but in other places where they're allowed to open carry, and the guys will have their AR-15s just walking right down the street.
That's a little crazy, but
a little crazy, but I bet those shootings stop pretty quickly.
Oh, I guarantee it. I guarantee it. If there was an AR-15 on every corner in Seminole Heights right now,
yeah.
Game over for that guy.
And it's terrible too. I mean, he's killing some good people.
God, that last victim was a food bank.
Yeah,
guy.
he'd been doing it for like 11 years, getting up at 4 in the morning.
Was he like an older gentleman too?
Yeah, he was an older black guy, and he went to this. It was a church, I believe it was, and he went there like twice a week.
Yeah.
And I guess his brother always warned him, stop going so early, because he was going like the wee hours of the morning, getting up real early. I think.
So I wonder if the guy is targeting a pattern.
That's a really good question. Have they all been the similar victims?
Yeah, that's
similar demographic.
But I mean, if you're saying
they've all been alone. I know that they've all been alone, but maybe they have been at different times, because I heard one of them was in the evening.
One was in the evening. This other one, I think, wasn't this other one like a 4 or something in the morning or something like that, almost 5 o'clock? I don't know, Gary. You remember what time that was? I don't know. About 4 in the morning, something. But it's either way, it's terrible, and they should do something about it. But we've seen a lot of groups that have been patrolling, and it's national headlines now.
Yeah, national. I have some friends call me in D.C. They're like, "What's going on down in Tampa?" I'm like,
you got a serial killer. You got a serial killer down there. It's
crazy.
Like, come on.
I don't think a serial killer would make it too long in our neighborhood.
No, not in my neighborhood either.
Well, no, especially not with with our neighbors. They'd be like, "Isn't there a permit you have to have for a serial killer? Doesn't he have to be 20 feet off the property line?"
It's a very left area.
It's a very left area.
Civil Heights is a very left area.
It is. Oh yeah, that's a good point. It is very. It's I like to call it hippie.
Well, it's up and coming, and it's definitely, I would think left is a good term for that one. I won't call it any other thing.
Yeah,
hippie. I like hippie.
Basically, it's the opposite of where we live.
Yeah.
The houses cost the same.
Yeah. The 800 square foot bungalow costs the same as the 4,000 square foot.
True.
Our neighborhood is so far right. It's like in the ocean. It's like,
our neighborhood would be the worst for someone to do that type of stuff, and not just because of how heavily armed everyone is, but the layout of it.
Yeah. Well, it's good. One way in, one way out.
Yeah. You're done. Dude.
Have you ever noticed that most of our neighbors look like Mike Pence? I thought I saw him mowing his lawn the other day.
What's up with the Ghostbuster mobile in the front of our neighborhood?
Oh my Lord! Have you seen that, Doug?
Nah.
So this 15-year-old girl, apparently before she got her license, her parents let her buy a car, and she bought an old hearse. Okay, all these neighbors complain about RVs and don't cut your lawn. But the very first house, when you pull in our neighborhood past the signs,
pink?
Almost as bad. It's white, and now she painted the top like Ghostbusters and literally put a stripe and put a Ghostbusters. So the Ghostbusters.
It's a Ghostbusters hearse.
That's now a commercial vehicle.
It's not.
No,
I get it, but you can't put like that sort of.
I did that.
I don't know.
Do you know how many times I've drove by that?
It sounds commercial.
And thought about taking a chain out of my back and just hooking onto that sucker and just dragging it down the street.
Well, so
she's
funny.
clearly a millennial.
Well, she is
not only
definitely.
that, not only that, but remember that was the only Bernie supporter in our neighborhood.
Okay, funny side note to that. Okay, and I hope he's not listening, but he lives on the lake, and there's a whole nother homeowners association for the lake, and I guess he's never gone to any of the meetings. And it was around the election time when he had the Bernie sign. Well, he went to one of the homeowners meetings, and the funny side of the story is he had a major complaint with all the other boat owners and all that, and he goes, "We've got an issue." I'm like, okay, what's wrong? Somebody pooped in my boat. And he goes, and it's human poop. So apparently somebody snuck into his boat at night from the lake and took a big one in his boat.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
They want to tell him what they thought of his nomination for the
president. Well, that's what I was thinking. But the funniest part is he goes, they said, "Well, how do you know what an animal?" And he goes, "I know it's human poop." So what did he do? Like pull some corn out of it or something? Like, I'm just wondering how.
Did anyone say, "Well, I kind of have an idea why"?
Yeah.
Let me just hypothesize what's going on here.
Yeah, we have a Bernie sign and a Hearst in the neighborhood. So,
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's some correlation there.
Maybe it was Mike Pence. I don't know. My favorite neighbor in the neighborhood is and I love this guy, by the way. So in case you're listening, he mows his lawn literally in a collared shirt and slacks.
Yes.
Slacks and a collared shirt. Like he gets dressed up to mow the lawn, and I'm like, man.
And he does it like literally all day.
All day.
Yeah,
all day.
Maybe that's how he gets his workout, and he sweats. That's how he sweats.
It's an all-day event.
It's a good point. I sweat just looking at it.
Because I mean, when you do like hot yoga, you're sweating a lot, and you're getting all the toxins out of your body. It's good for you.
He's the best guy, man. He's the best guy.
Awesome neighbor.
I came back from Irma.
Wait, hold on. We got 10 seconds here. Let's talk about when we get back. We also have to get into this whole tax thing, and we want to tell you a little bit more business tips as well, since we are the business happy hour and Tampa the Tech. Be back in a minute.
Hi, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. Thank you for choosing us for all of your plumbing, septic, and water treatment needs. What makes us different at TampaBay Plumbers is that we're a local full-service plumbing contractor that can handle any project, large or small, including cured-in-place pipelining, septic installations, and various water treatment products. You can find us at tampaplumber.net or 24/7 by phone at 813-PLUMBER. Thank you, and we look forward to working with you. This is Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. At some point, we've all had to have a drain line snaked out. This typically involves running a steel cable through the drain line in an effort to clear a blockage. This often leaves a film of scale or buildup on the inside of the pipe with a hole in the middle. The only way to properly descale a drain line is to perform a hydrojet service. We use equipment that essentially pressure washes the inside of the pipe, leaving your drain lines free and clear. The two symptoms of a sewer backup are foul odors and slow-moving drains. If you are experiencing either of these, contact us at tampaplumber.net or 813-PLUMBER. My name is Ryan, and I am the production manager for TampaBay Plumbers, your one-stop shop for all of your plumbing and septic needs. We pride ourselves on building the reputation.
We handle it from A to Z, which is completely different than just about every company in town. If you call a plumber, they don't do septic necessarily. Definitely if you call a septic contractor, they don't do plumbing. In addition to doing a very wide scope of services, we do them extremely well. And the reason why is our process and our people. We have spent many years perfecting our craft, and we've also spent many years finding the best people to operate our system. And we have by far the best plumbers in town. I will put my guys up against any companies, anywhere, anytime, any place. And that's just evidence in the type of quality work that we put out. Go online, look at our reviews on Google, look at our reviews on Angie's List. No one else is as highly rated as us unless they're putting bogus reviews up. But our company takes a lot of pride in what we do on a daily basis, and we hope that you give us a chance. Again, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. Thanks a lot for visiting our site.
Guys, welcome back to the show. As Doug put it, this is the Ryan and Frank's Neighborhood Hour.
Sorry about that, listeners. I'm going to cut it out. We're cutting it out.
Well, hopefully it's interesting, you know. So if you are the boat pooper, come forward now. Come forward now. We're going to start vigilante justice in our neighborhood if you poop in Pence's boat. So anyway, hey, I saw this on the news this morning. I thought it was quick, interesting side note that the Tesla news. That Tesla has announced 2 new incredible vehicles. One is the Roadster.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Tesla sports car, 0 to 60. How fast, Doug?
1.9 seconds.
1.9 seconds. And 0 to 100 in...
It's either 4.2 or 4.9. I need to check it out. But
either way,
it's sickening.
And a top speed of 250 miles an hour.
That's just sick.
And they're saying it's going to get 600 miles of range.
So the Roadster is...
The Roadster.
That's crazy.
It's so much lighter.
It's 200 kilowatts.
I get it, but you
battery.
have to have... The batteries are heavy to go 600 miles.
Nothing else is, I guess, but...
Man,
So the
can you
thing
imagine the center of gravity for that car?
Probably handles like an
even possible to flip that car.
No, it probably isn't because you can't even flip a P100D, could you?
Very difficult. Nobody has actually flipped it. So I mean,
so this thing has to
I'm
have
gonna
like
try.
twice the battery mass, right?
Twice the battery mass of the 3 times larger S class. But the thing about it is it will be when it actually goes into production and comes out, which they already have the prototypes and they've been driving them. It will be the fastest vehicle ever produced.
That's pretty cool. I honestly think the semi is even
Yeah, I think the semi is probably. I think the semi is even better.
Two sizes of semis. One's a mega semi.
Yeah.
Okay. They say that one's going to get
0 to
100
in 4.2 seconds.
4.2 seconds.
That's sick.
And 250 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's sick.
First of all, where are you going to do that?
Well, that was the biggest problem with a lot of the
275.
Teslas that after 100 miles an hour, they didn't have the
Right. I think
anything.
they cap even the fast ones at 150.
Yeah, so
Like that.
250.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So anyway,
And it's not even that, it's expensive, but 200 grand is, that's not bad.
They
for
didn't
a
show
car
the
that
price
goes
for
that
the semi,
fast.
did they?
no,
That I don't know. You think it'd be like $500,000.
I didn't see it. But the semis, they're going to go 500 miles, and they're creating what they call mega chargers now. And I guess some about truck drivers have to stop for half an hour at so many intervals, so many miles, and they're going to charge up to minimum 400 miles in a 30-minute charge.
So Elon Musk is amazing at this hype.
Yeah.
But he hasn't produced a Model 3 in a timely fashion yet.
Yep, he has not. And we also don't have the full autonomy yet, which we were supposed to have this year.
I love his ideas. all of his ideas are great, but it's like he's got to.
Hey, look, Doug, he is landing rockets on floating barges.
Well, he needs to focus more on production and stop hyping everybody up.
Well, you know how much he is actually. That's what he said. I listened to a lot of Elon Musk interviews. He's like my hero. So he's admitted that his biggest challenge is not creating rockets. It's not creating a hyperloop. It's actually building a factory that works as an ecosystem where there's no wasted space. Everything is just
efficient.
Yep. And so he's obsessive over that efficiency, and that's what he hasn't mastered yet.
So I was reading an article of a woman that started working for him back in the day, and this is when the factories were first starting up, and they say it's like a futuristic. Walking into it's like the futuristic plant, like it's all these crazy robotic arms, doing everything.
Yeah, the Teslas are built almost completely by robotics. It's amazing. I want to go take a tour of that. Actually, we should do that one day. Go out there and tour the facility.
It's awfully interesting for
try to
me
interview him.
because I own 2 big trucks. And my big trucks are constantly being serviced.
I've said for a long, I probably have said for maybe 8, 9, 10 years, why have we not like a F-150? Why don't we have an electric F-150
So
or F-250? Because when I need a truck, I need to be able to pull something. Well, what is a battery power going to be able to do?
Torque.
Exactly.
It's the best
Unlimited.
for torque.
So I'm baffled that these automakers haven't caught on to that, or Tesla hasn't caught on. I know he's talking about doing it, but that would have been my first thing to do before a car.
In the vac trucks that I use, every time we have to stop at a red light, all that energy that's going into the brakes that have to be replaced, all that can go back into the battery.
Absolutely.
And so, I can't imagine what the price would be on those.
Well, no, so I was doing like the numbers. Even if it's like $120,000, $140,000, $150,000, it almost is about the same as buying a $80,000, $90,000 F-350 Lariat.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
You know what I mean? Because if you
cheap.
equate to fuel and everything, between the fuel, the maintenance, and the cost of the vehicle, you can buy $120,000 to $140,000 electric truck, and it would be the same as buying an F-350.
Look, that's one of the prime reasons that I ended up buying mine right there, because I was spending about $400 a month driving that V8 SUV. So when you do the math on what the payment is, take $400 off of your payment, it puts me in line with about a $50,000 car. All right, and you can spend twice as much, and you get so much more. The technology, the self-driving, And speaking of towing, I actually saw a Model X last week going down the road with a 30-foot boat behind.
Yeah,
towing it.
Yeah,
Well,
that's why Ford. That's what Ford. You think Ford that should be their number one. Take that F-150 and put a.
Oh, I agree.
Put a battery pack in it.
Yeah, I own an F-350.
Yeah.
And I didn't even get the souped-up package. I didn't get a platinum or anything.
Stupid expensive.
Mine was $79,000.
My God,
that's what I'm trying to say.
And it has a 46-gallon fuel tank on it,
and a 100-gallon tank in the bed.
Yeah, and I have 100 gallons in the back. Which Ryan
has his own gas station in his car.
But I use that to fuel up machines.
But it's crazy what trucks cost, because we had bought I think 11 years ago, I bought a an F350 Lariat for $46,000. Fast forward 10 years, they're double.
Double the price.
How does something double in 10 years, but does our pay double?
You know, a lot of it's the environmental technology that they have on it now. Like the 10-year-old one that you had, you didn't have diesel exhaust fluid on that.
Oh, I think it's awful.
I hate the diesel exhaust fluid.
Yeah.
You know, your truck will not run if you don't put diesel exhaust fluid in it.
Wow.
What is that? I don't even know what the heck
It's called.
that is.
It's like cat piss.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, Berlander. If you have to
Throw a little cat piss in there.
Yeah, but it's literally like an ammonia-based something, and it's an additive that reduces the emissions of the diesel engine.
So Tesla's going to owe us a check after we get done talking about this. But you were talking about replacing them because of maintenance. You said that your commercial vehicles are in the shop a lot. I actually
Especially
last night,
diesel trucks.
they have more maintenance. So,
and they're so
brutal.
expensive to fix them.
I'm telling you, I have at least $25,000-$30,000 a year in maintenance costs on my trucks.
So where I was going with that was last night I was driving home from somewhere and I clicked on the digital readout to tell me what my odometer is because all I have is computer screens, and I have like 48,000 miles on that car, and I thought
Already?
to myself, in just 2 years, or maybe it's 44, something like that. But I thought to myself, you know what? I have not had to. This car's been in the shop one time, and it was for the stupid 12-volt battery. Had a fault or something in the battery. One time.
Wow.
I have, and granted it's under warranty, but if it wasn't, I would have spent zero on that car in 40-some thousand miles.
Yeah.
Well, I
in
mean,
2
my
years.
truck, I've never had it in the shop.
Oh, okay.
I've had my truck almost 3 years, and I've had not one problem with it.
You have that's
Doug.
gas. That's gas.
It's gas.
Yeah. The diesels are brutal, and not only that, but like if you run if you like running pump business like us, we start our trucks at 6 a.m. and they literally don't shut off until about 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And we put about 80,000 road miles
Plus, you
on
also
them every
pull
year.
stuff too.
80,000 road miles a year we put on our pump trucks, and the mileage equivalent is actually 3 times much as that, because when we pull up to a job site, the engine continues to run the PTOs.
Wow.
So the PTO
you're just burning money, literally.
The PTO is what runs the vacuum pump and the jetter pumps. So
It's a good thing fuel prices are low.
yeah.
Well, when they go up,
For
Teslas
real.
will be worth more. But
Wow.
hey, so let's divert real quick. I want to talk about the NFL. All of our football listeners here. So Roger Goodell wants himself a new contract.
He's been doing such a horrible job that he feels like he's entitled to a $50 million paycheck?
49. No, Ryan, it's only $49 million.
49.6.
Health care for life for him and his family, and get this, a private jet for life.
What?
You didn't hear this? So he wants to go
For him
from
and his
32
family.
to 49. He wants a private jet for life
For him and his family.
and health care for life.
Not just him.
Has any
his family.
commissioner ever had that sort of
I don't know any CEO on
compensation
the planet
package?
who gets that.
No,
And he's
especially
done such a tremendous job with managing the
tremendous.
NFL.
Yeah, great job. So anyway, Jerry Jones, one of the most powerful owners in the NFL, called him out, and he's calling meetings privately with a lot of the owners, and they're
He's
pretty
threatening to sue if the owners don't approve of the contract extension.
Yeah.
He's going to sue the NFL, and I think he's right, because I mean the revenues are declining, attendance is declining.
Yeah.
He has handled this kneeling situation about as bad as he possibly can.
Yep.
And now he wants a 50% raise.
Yeah.
I want a 50% raise. You know.
Done. You got it. Doug, jet for you. Boom. No, but I tell you what it's done is Gary, healthcare. You get the healthcare. You get the jet. You get the 50 mil.
Jeez.
The jet, though.
The jet. That's
Come
the
on,
best.
man.
That's the best.
So he lives for 30 years.
My Crown Vic. Just wanted to tire for the Crown Vic.
All right, get Gary the tire. No, but you know what it's done to me, this whole NFL thing? You know, I've been Buck season ticket holder forever. I started going to Lightning games. Doug got me into the Lightning games, and let me tell you, man,
Air conditioning.
they're awesome.
They are
they're air
awesome.
conditioning. First of all, they're almost better for families.
They are.
You know, it's exciting. It's good times. Are they faster? It seems like they go faster than football games. I mean, it's still.
Well, you got to remember, it's nonstop action.
Right.
They do have, they clean off the ice during commercial breaks.
Yeah.
So that's really the only breaks they have. They very rarely call timeouts.
Yeah, no crap. I had to stand in the aisle for like 15 minutes the other day because they wouldn't let me to my seat.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the only, between that and, I like basketball,
Yeah,
seeing in
it's fast,
person.
yeah.
But basketball and hockey are the only sports I like going in person.
Yeah, they're fast.
I love the Lightning games, man.
Yeah, I don't like,
So
I don't
fun.
like the football games. I don't like the baseball games in person. It's just,
Man. And plus, the Lightning are good.
yeah.
They are.
Let's
good.
not
What's
forget the
record
fact
now?
they're winners.
16-2.
No, I think they're 13-2.
No.
I don't know. All I know is
Gary,
they're
check it real
winners.
quick, Gary.
They are
Well,
winners.
we're the number one
Lightning
team in
record.
the entire league right now.
That's awesome. And it shows. I mean, I know we didn't play a great team the other night, but it's
I know
still.
they just got the first to get to 30 points this season.
Well, no. So
Nice.
Cooch and
what's the record?
Stamkos are the two number one leading scorers in the whole entire league, 1 and 2.
We got
So
them
that's
both.
our
Wow.
that's our line. That's
awesome.
That's one of our lines. The two leading scorers in the entire
19
league.
and 15.
Yeah. And we
What?
played against.
No.
What is
They're
it?
number one in the Atlantic Division.
No, they're not.
Yeah, we're
They
number
can't be.
we're number one in the
No,
Oh,
whole
sorry. 15 and 12. I'm sorry.
15-2.
15 and 2.
15
okay.
and 2. 15 2.
Okay.
But guys, we
How
got to take a
many
break. You're listening to the Business Happy Hour 970. When we get back, we're going to talk real quick about elephant hunting and tax reform.
Hi, I'm Ryan with Tampa Bay Plumbers. Thank you for choosing us for all of your plumbing, septic, and water treatment needs. What makes us different at Tampa Bay Plumbers is that we're a local full-service plumbing contractor that can handle any project, large or small, including cured-in-place pipelining, septic installations, and various water treatment products. You can find us at tampaplumber.net or 24/7 by phone at 813-PLUMBER. Thank you, and we look forward to working with you. This is Ryan with Tampa Bay Plumbers. At some point, we've all had to have a drain line snaked out. This typically involves running a steel cable through the drain line in an effort to clear a blockage. This often leaves a film of scale or buildup on the inside of the pipe with a hole in the middle. The only way to properly descale a drain line is to perform a hydrojet service. We use equipment that essentially pressure washes the inside of the pipe, leaving your drain lines free and clear. The two symptoms of a sewer backup are foul odors and slow-moving drains. If you are experiencing either of these, contact us at tampaplumber.net or 813-PLUMBER. My name is Ryan, and I'm the production manager for Tampa Bay Plumbers, your one-stop shop for all of your plumbing and septic needs. We pride ourselves on building the reputation as the best plumbing and septic company in the Tampa Bay area. But don't take it from me. Look us up on Google and you will see that we have a 4.8-star rating with over 100 reviews. We also have multiple awards and recognition from multiple online review sites such as Angie's List, Yelp, and Facebook. We do everything plumbing and septic, from residential to commercial, new construction to service. You can find us at tampaplumber.net or call us at 813-PLUMBER. I'm Ryan with Tampa Bay Plumbers. As a plumbing and septic company with over 100 years of combined experience, we know how frustrating a sewer backup can be. That is why we pride ourselves on being able to identify the cause of a problem before a backup ever happens. One of the tools we use to identify a problem in the sewer system is a video inspection camera. This camera runs through the drain line and is able to identify and locate any problems in the sewer system on a live feed. We then take that information from the live feed and are able to provide a recommendation on how to best fix the problem, oftentimes without the use of any excavation. If you are experiencing any problems with your sewer system, you can find us at tampaplumber.net or call us at 813-PLUMBER.
Hi, I'm Ryan with Tampa Bay Plumbers, and welcome to our website. So what's different about Tampa Bay Plumbers? Everything is different about us. Our company does literally everything that involves plumbing, water, drainage, sewer, septic. We handle it from A to Z, which is completely different than just about every company in town. If you call a plumber, they don't do septic necessarily. Definitely if you call a septic contractor, they don't do plumbing. In addition to doing a very wide scope of services, we do them extremely well. And the reason why is our process and our people. We have spent many years perfecting our craft, and we've also spent many years finding the best people to operate our system. And we have by far the best plumbers in town. I will put my guys up against any companies, anywhere, anytime, any place. And that's just evidence in the type of quality work that we put out. go online and look at our reviews on Google, look at our reviews on Angie's List. No one else is as highly rated as us unless they're putting bogus reviews up. But our company takes a lot of pride in what we do on a daily basis, and we hope that you give us a chance. Again, I'm Ryan with Tampa Bay Plumbers. Thanks a lot for visiting our site.
Frank Coto, Ryan Pelky, and Doug Ford. Now, back to the show.
Guys, welcome back to the show. It is flying by. Hope you're having a good Sunday morning here or Friday afternoon. So we talked to Roger Goodell. That's pretty interesting. Guy's out of his mind. Unless I get to ride in the jet, then I'm totally down with it. It's a great idea.
I mean, jets are like super expensive. Like, one of our friends has a jet, and I asked him how much is maintenance. How much he spends. I think it's like a G5. He spends $600,000 a year
for storage and maintenance
between his pilot, and that's not even flying a lot.
Yeah,
his
pilot's
fuel,
about 100 on a
his
G5. You need
storage,
two of them,
and all the maintenance. $600,000 a year.
A G5. That's a Gulfstream?
Gulfstream 5. It's a large jet.
This is the same guy who's got Fernand's on winery.
Look, I don't get to fly. I don't get to fly in this guy's jet, but it's still.
I would be in support if you could fly. If we could fly in the jet.
Oh my God! Well, I was just about to say it's probably a Gulfstream.
Yeah.
And then he says, "Oh, my buddy." I'm like,
It's a
oh my
Gulfstream.
God.
Oh, of course, yeah. Those need two pilots. The gas is.
He's got two pilots, and it's
yeah.
$600,000 a year.
Yeah, you're paying at least $150
That's
for them.
ridiculous.
So hey, I want to touch on this. Well, I do want to touch on the tax reform because this is the business happy hour, and then I want to mention this sex scandal thing that's going on all over the country. But so tax reform, it just passed the House. Okay, that's just the first step, and then what is it? Ryan, the Senate Finance Committee.
Senate Finance Committee also voted last night, 12-10, to pass it.
So it passed, but we still have a hurdle of getting through the House.
The Senate.
Yeah. Sorry.
The full Senate has to vote.
Right. But, I want to talk about how that's going to affect our businesses because all three of us run S-Corps. And if you guys are listening and you run an S-Corp, I believe the tax rate now is up to 35%. What do you call it? And it would drop down to 25%, I believe. Okay, so that's almost a 30% cut in what your taxes are. I mean, I was talking to my wife the other day saying, if I had 30% more income, I would expand. I would hire some new employees. I might even open up a net branch. I would do something with the money.
For us, it would be capital expenses, capital expenditures. That would be for fund future growth would be phenomenal.
You buy another one of those $1 billion machines, put it in your front yard, and piss off your neighbors.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah, with all the construction that's going on down here, I was talking to a girl, speaking about the lightning, I was talking to a girl that works at Ferg's, and she said as soon as the season's done, they're plowing that thing down, the day that the lightning season's over. Ferg's in that entire area is being demolished, and that's where Vinnick's new high-rise and all that $2.5 billion development's starting to go across the street over there.
What?
That's one of them, I think.
One of them. Yeah.
So there's going to be no more Ferg's then?
No.
Well, I'm sure that I would think he'd be smart and have residential above and commercial below.
Oh, yeah.
Nice
so
bar
Fergs
space.
will go back there eventually.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't think it'd be soon.
I can't wait to see that expansion. I'm very excited to see that.
My issue with that area is that, I mean, if you ever leave out of a boat there, it stinks. It smells of oil.
You mean stinks literally? It's
it's a very industrial area, and Channelside to me is not a area you want to. I personally would not live down there. But
what about what they're talking about doing with the Rays? That area, the Palm River area there behind Ybor, and
they have a lot of cleaning up to do with the Tampa Bay area.
I agree.
A ton. I mean, and I don't think it'll ever happen because where are you going to put all those oil refinery, tankers and all those oil? It's a big.
Largest port in the country.
Yeah, I mean,
we're the fourth largest port.
They can't just move that
in the state.
No, in the country.
No. I'll bet you.
Here we go. Fact check.
$5.
$5. Fact check.
So, anyways, my point is, I just don't see. I personally would never live down there just because it smells awful down there.
We're country mice over here. We're not city mice.
Well, I grew up in a city and I love the city, but it's just
you're a country mouse now. I know you are.
I am a country mouse now.
You are a country mouse.
There's a little difference between DC
and Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
A lot
There's a little
like a lot of money per capita.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the greatest thing is that Vinnick is, he was voted one of the best owners, and I think of all sports.
Nice.
Just because he puts, I think he gives $50,000 per game locally, so that's $2.2 million every single season. Wow. He gives to local charities. He's all about expansion of Tampa.
He is.
And
I love that. He's about the city.
He's really about. He's huge with the city.
Yep.
And he's a great supporter of his team and giving them what they need to be a great team.
And hence why we are number one right now. And we've always been a good team.
And he's also in with Bill Gates.
Yep, he is. I think Bill Gates was part of
the investment
company.
So speaking of, before we run out of town, word on the street.
Run out of town?
Run out of town.
He is running out of town.
So you can tell what's on my mind. I was supposed to be in the car in like half an hour going to Georgia.
Nice.
But how about the whole thing of the Tampa tech movement? Are we supposed to be the next Silicon Valley? You're talking about Bill Gates is friends with Vinnick. You've got, what did you say, the Apple guy's coming next week?
Steve Wozniak is coming in February, to USF. And apparently they're looking at changing the venue right now because the 700-seat venue that they had sold out in minutes.
Wow. Maybe put them in the Sundome. Is it still called the Sundome? Am I old? I don't know.
No idea.
That's that thing at USF.
Yeah.
That big thing, they put the people in that thing.
Yeah.
It's where we saw Trump. That one time.
Oh, that's right.
Remember that?
That's right.
That was pretty nice.
And all those paid Bernie supporters were out there.
Yeah,
totally paid. It was so obvious.
That is pretty obvious. So we got about a minute left. I want the sex scandal thing. We don't have a whole lot of time for it, but so now you got Al Franken. Okay, you got this Moore guy or whatever. You've got all these people that are coming out. It's such a double-edged sword. It's so weird how our society has changed, and I do like what that Senate candidate said. He probably did it, screw him, he shouldn't run. But the thing he said, he goes, look, what kind of world are we living in that somebody can pop out of the woodworks after 40 years of government service and say, hey, this happened 40 years ago. This guy's a bad guy. I mean, I feel like there has to be some sort of statute.
There's a statute that you can't sue them,
right?
But
I guess you can come out and defame them whenever you want.
Why not? I mean, I think that more people need to be more supportive of women coming out.
Well, that's why they need to go back and talk about Clinton.
Yes.
That's where I'm going with this. Okay?
One thing, though,
I liked Bill. I liked him. I really did. But I'm sorry. If you look at all those women and how bad they knocked them down and didn't listen to them.
Well, that was
do we
horrible.
want to talk about Clinton or Trump? I mean, 16 counts? I mean, come on. 16?
16 counts of what?
Clarence Thomas.
But it was huge. It was huge.
It was huge.
16 counts of what? What are we talking about here?
I don't know.
Sexual harassment.
Against Trump?
Yeah.
Well, Since when?
You need to go read the news.
No, he's not counts. He's talking about women.
There's 16 women that are coming out against him. 16 women.
That was during the election.
Sorry, it's even worse.
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah, I guess I haven't.
All right, I got an idea. Let's just let everybody do it. Forget it.
all I was
just that we, everyone complaining about, but our own president has all these, Weinstein, Trump.
All my point was going to be was that I think that times have changed drastically in the last 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
I mean, when the first Bush president he was in office, he would tap girls on the butt.
I think women
women
are getting more of a voice.
Did you
which
see?
is a good thing.
It's great, but did you see he just got accused? Bush won. Somebody just came out and this guy's like on his deathbed.
I know.
And they're like, yeah, he fondled me. It's like, what is that going to do? What good are you doing? If you don't have I don't know. That's terrible. Terrible conversation. Anyway, guys, you're listening to Business Happy Hour. We've had a great time with you. Hopefully you tune in next week. Happy Thanksgiving. That's right. It's going to be coming up. And Doug and Ryan are going to be running the show next week with a magazine guest. Ryan, you remember the name?
Matt Selby.
Matt Selby. There you guys. So tune in next week. Doug and Ryan are going to take over. They'll probably do 5 segments, so get ready for a long show. We'll see you next week.